Good to see everybody. I'm John Zidar, and this is November 16th. It's Tuesday. You are watching On the Top and Hot. These are brought to you by Pennybois. Now, you probably know PB alerts. Everybody loves those alerts. Everybody loves a good alert. But I'm telling you, they got a great university. PB University would teach you how to read the charts, how to trade, how to get in and out the right way, and consistently make money. All right, so what am I doing here on Top and Hot? We do DD on OTC and penny stocks. Sometimes I know what I'm looking at and I just want to bring you an idea. There's other times we're just jumping in cold to see what the market has to present to us as we are today. So let's go jump over to the OTC markets and we're going to see what stocks were getting the most attention today. As is standard procedure for me, I start my initial DD on OTC stocks on the OTCmarkets.com because it's the only site that the SEC and FINRA deposit all the information for these companies. That's why it's here. They're not trying to sell you anything. They don't care how many times you click something. It's just to get current, legitimate information. First thing I want to look at today is how the OTC market fared. We did do some pretty good dollar volume. We did $2.8 billion. We've been hitting $3 billion a few times a week now, and we've been sitting at $2 billion for months and months. So we are coming up. Sad part is share volume is down low. We're at 18 billion shares. Folks, a slow day used to be 30 billion. We're at 18 billion and it's been that way for a while. That is not good. The interesting part is we're doing more trades. We did almost 500,000 trades today. It is climbing slowly, which tells you that we are selling more stock that is expensive, not the cheaper stocks. All right, what I do is look for stocks that have got attention. So I come over to the most active page. This is on current market. You come over here and you can see all the stocks that have had the most attention, bad and good. And you can search by dollars, by share count, or by trades. I search by trades. You know, I could see a stock that had 3 million shares today, but how do I know if that is really getting the attention of the people? 3 million shares could have been bought by 2 people. What do I know? But if I see there are 6,182 trades, chances are it's more than 2 people. That sounds like a bloody crowd to me, and that's where I want to be. Something's happening, and, well, I want to know. So I could just search stocks over $1 or just over a nickel. We're going to look at all of them. Now, when I say all of them, I don't mean we're going to look at each and every one of them. We're just going to put them into a category and we'll scan what we want. Any black diamonds we won't look at. That's an expert market. This is a penalty timeout box for stocks on the OTC that fail to file information on time. The SEC passed a rule. You can't keep up with putting information out. We're just going to pull you off the market. They're not delisted. They're just put in timeout. You can't buy them or sell them. And if you're invested, your money's hung up there until they catch up on their filings. Then they come back on the market and everything is kosher. So right now, they're all in timeout right now. Now, what I am looking for is this last column here, trades. I want to see how many trades there were. And the one we were just looking at, I'm going to look at now. This is 6,182 trades with 3 million shares moved with, oh my God, wow, 1,537%, folks. This is well over a 10-bagger. She finished the day at 561. Now, she's not a penny stock anymore. She graduated today. I guarantee you, this was a penny stock this morning. Now, it is no longer a penny stock. And look at this. It's ELEK. I was just told about this one no more than 30 minutes ago by a friend named Soli online. Hey, Soli, what's up, pal? All right, let's go take a look at ELEK and see what this is about. ELEK Electros finished today at 565 with that 1,537% gain, and she's on the pink market, folks. The bottom tier, that doesn't mean it's a bad tier. It is just the least transparent. You don't get as much filings and information from these companies. They don't have to give it all, but they got to give some in a timely manner. They are pink current. No problems there with them. Verified profile, transfer agent, and they say they're a shell company. That's a different thing than a shell risk. Shell risk means you're supposed to be making money and you're not. A shell company is one that's not making money and declared it as so, and they're waiting for a change in operation, whatever that may be. So we have electros here. Let's see what their relative volume today was. Okay, they normally do 27,000 shares today. They did 3 million. I can't figure that out. That's about what? Is that 100 times? 100 times? I don't know. That's a lot. That's a lot of attention given to this stock today. Hopefully there is some news to back it up. What is their share structure? All right, they've got 400, about a half a billion, just under a half a billion on the open market. Says unrestricted is 16 million. They don't tell us what the float is. They don't see anything here at DTC. Normally the unrestricted stocks are the shares that are on the open market every day. That's what we call the float. So it could be as low as 16 million. And when we look at the chart, we'll be able to tell if it is a low float stock. Let's check out their financials. See if we got any money coming up on the boards here. Nope. They said they were a shell company, so we didn't expect to find any. All right, we have filings here. Not on time filings. I don't see any. Well, that's all. I don't see any financial filings. Is this a? No, it's not a foreign company. I was looking for an F on the back of that to see if it was foreign. So I don't see anything current, and I don't even see their financials here, which is a little weird. So let's check out the news here, see if they have anything current. As a matter of fact, they do today, 11/16. Miami billionaire Dr. Michael Deezer becomes one of the majority shareholders in Electros Inc. All right, so let me see what you got here. Just in the other news, Electros Inc. secures patent pending for revolutionary battery charging technology. Is beginning to reach out to EV companies to license their patent pending invention. From what I could read, this is an invention that keeps the battery charged while the car is moving. It creates electricity in the car and puts it into the battery so that it doesn't ever go down. And they're not just working on electric cars, they're working on hybrid cars, which is electric and gas, and then hybrid electric cars. And what they do is they target electric car companies and sell this unit to them. So they're not making cars, they've got something to supplement all of these electric cars to keep them charged. This could be interesting. Now let's just take a look at this piece of news about the millionaire. I don't see that they tell us how much he's invested. All right, as a matter of fact, I am going to, because I can see he's a billionaire, I can see he's invested, but what I really want to know is how much he invested. So I'm going to run over here to Twitter, and I'm going to put this in the ticker here and see what we come up with. See if somebody else has already broke it down for us. Treating retail with respect, bouncing off weekly. ELEK was able to grab some shares. Not seeing anything here. You'd think that that'd be big news since it was out today. Small allowed, left over for the moon. Missed. Nobody's talking about it. They've all got their eyes on the technicals. Don't they understand why the technicals are there? Because it's got catalyst. All right, I'm not there. Billionaire investor plus 1,500%. Okay, so somebody realizes it, but nobody's done any homework to see how much he has actually invested. What a shame. All right. Well, in either case, we do know what the retweet, favorite this if you want a video lesson. Nah, sorry, Timothy Sykes. We got our own thing going here. All right, let's go take a look at the chart for ELEK and see what it looks like. So I use TOS, that's Think or Swim trading platform. I use it because I got it for free a long time ago. You can too. Just sign up with TD Ameritrade. That's free. You don't have to give them a deposit. You don't even have to trade with them. But you do have to keep your account open. Then you can use this. All right, we are looking at ELEK on the, what is this? 1 minute chart. Yeah, it's a beautiful chart. I was hoping that was 6 months. Let's take a look at that 6 month chart. Pretty flat. Hit a low here and hasn't done anything. Literally nothing until today. Phew. So the patent pending information really didn't do anything for him. Let's go back to 5 day, 5 minute. Yeah, that's all today. So they had news. I do want to check because this was all this month. So let's just look at the full month. They had a bump here on the 4th. That probably came from the patent news because that's all they had. But nobody showed any interest here until somebody else showed interest here. And you can see it's just an entirely different game. Totally. All right, that's the 1 hour. Let's come down to that 5-day, 5-minute. She is looking good, folks. I mean, she took a solid run today, had a small dip, pretty much stayed on her 10 SMA. She crossed the 20 here and blew away from the 20. Never wanted to get near the 50. The lighter the lines are and the further away they stay, the better it is for us. And you can see this is rising well. Now it had just the tiniest of pullbacks after it hit a high bubble after hours, which I always expect to pull back on a high bubble. I almost get worried if I don't see it actually happen. So this climbed very, very well today, 1,500%. Where did it start? Let us back up and see where it started. All right. Looks to me like she started at the low bubble. Oh my God. No, it had to be lower than that. Oh, we're over here. All right. It looks to be about 36 cents. 36 cents, and it went to 560 10 times. That's right. That's right. That's 15 times. So does it look like it's going to continue running? Does it? Does it look good to you? We see all of the SMAs going up. We see lots of volume to spare. Lots of volume at the end of the day. High bubble at the end of the day. MACD is surging up, and the RSI is on fire, folks. That's a perfect setup. I would say that this is a morning bounce at least to watch. I would watch this in the morning, see what happens. I don't see any more pre-market, aftermarket activity. There could be, and chances are you won't be able to get in on it if there is. So tomorrow morning, if it is at this price, what is that, 568, and it's jumping. It jumped from $5.09. Well, let's come down to the minute, because this is how you're going to look at it in the morning. You're going to look at it on a 1-minute chart, and this moved from 544 to 568. You're talking a 24-cent jump in 1 minute. Boom! Just jumped like that. And this is even a bigger jump from 11 to 27. That's a 26-cent jump. So my point is that when this opens up, the stock is probably going to still be moving up. Everybody was bidding on it, and it stopped. The bell stopped it. It didn't stop. It just had to stop. So unless everybody took their shares out, there are going to be shares in the morning for people who still believe in this stock and want a piece of the pie, and they're willing to pay for it. So we expect from the bell this will probably go up until 10 in the morning at the latest, 10:05, whatever that jump is. And as soon as it starts to come down, get out. Take that jump. If it jumps in 5 minutes and looks like it's coming down, get out. If it goes for a full 15 minutes and then falls, get out. It doesn't matter how far you think it's going to go. Take what you can get in the morning bounce. Let it fall after 10 o'clock and then buy back in if you really like it that much. But take the profits. This looks real good. So you're probably going to want to start with a price, because on an OTC you have to use a limit order. You cannot get it on market order. So you're going to have to pull a price, and you can't get a price near this. I just told you it's jumping 25 cents each time it moves. So honestly, you would probably want to put this in at like 590, which is a heck of a spread, I understand. But the stock is going to come to you and catch you and take you with it. And when it gets to a high, you're going to eject and just take that money and run. It is a fast play. First minute, I like to watch. I don't want to get in at the bell. I want to see what direction it's going before I get in. And it possibly could take a big fast dip first before it takes off, which is even harder to get in, but it can be more profitable. All right, so the next one on our list, there's nothing here. Let's hit the more button and kick this out. 13, 14, 16. There are some grand percentages here. 200%, 180%, 150, and any of these could have catalysts. These could be the beginning. Now, I would then look at the volume. Who's actually producing some volume with those numbers? And I don't see a lot of volume. So we're not going to look at them. That doesn't mean they're junk. I'm just leaving something for you to do. Okay, we're coming down here to 59. They did 1.9 million shares. I don't consider 59 huge, but it is more than 1, 4, 11, which is what you normally see. So we are looking at a stock that is at 2 cents, did almost 2 million shares, and did almost 100%. So basically all we're saying is it went from 1 penny to 2 pennies. Not a big move, is it? From 1 to 2, but that's 100% gain. Now, when it goes from 2 to 3, it's going to be a 50% gain. And I'll have to go all the way to 4 now to get another 100%. Let's go see what PRCX has to tell us. PRCX is Phoenix Rising. We like that name. Like I said, finished at 2 cents, 99% up. Is on the QB. That is a middle tier on the OTC market. They have to audit all of their financials so we know their information is accurate. So they're good for transparency. This is where you uplist if you want to get off the pink and show you're a decent company. Verified profile, transfer agent, and they're penny stock exempt, which means they have enough money in the bank and they've been in business long enough that the OTC market doesn't consider them needing to be monitored. So they don't have to follow all of these filing rules and everything else the OTC does. It's almost like they're on a major exchange, but they have to be sold here for the time being because the price doesn't meet. Can't get on the big exchanges at that price. All right, so what is her relative volume? She normally does about 1 million, so she did twice as much today. And her share structure, 64 million, not a bad float at all. What does the company do? Let's get an idea here. RSSB is a strategic acquisition and development holding company with global focus. Do they say if we acquire unique innovative technology or the rights to technology, RSSB will market and distribute the technology? Okay, are they making any money? Because they don't say that they've got anything. That all sounds like it's in the future. Nothing here, and they just had a quarterly report come out yesterday. So that could be the catalyst. Now, we're not going to jump into it because a quarterly report can be pretty lengthy. A lot of information. So let's see what else we got here. Is there any news? You got lots of news. Nothing recent, though. Phoenix Rising companies discuss dramatic recovery in second quarter. Appoints new director. Explores Western expansion to tap into $1 trillion market. Still can't get an idea of what they're doing. Binding term sheet to acquire, that's 2020. Whoa, that's way back. So none of that really counts. And this month, no. It just corporate review and new direction. And I'll bet if we hit that financial button, we don't see any money. Well, I guess we do. What the heck? All right. So we got to remember to take the 3 zeros here, throw them behind here. So that's $14 million that they did at the end of last year. Pre-COVID, though, they were doing much better. 29 million, 37 million. So COVID hurt them. Not quite sure what's going on with the company. That's where the extra DD comes in. Now, I'm not seeing a true catalyst here. So let's go run over to Twitter and see what they can tell us. All right, dropping this in front of that dollar mark. PRCX, pretty nice here. Hasn't bounced since getting absolutely smashed. Phoenix Rising, yeah, they filed the 10Q. Somebody tell us something about it. Pick it apart. Closed my position in PRCX. Annual revenues on downward trend. Well, okay. Anyone knows more about this company? Went from $33 to a penny. Well, if it's on a recovery, it sure has one heck of a high ceiling. PRCX has coal mines in China. So PRCX goes up or down with BTC. Does it? Interesting. All right, I'm not seeing anything that's really jumping out as, big time. I mean, especially if it moved today, which I do believe it did, right? 65 million float, penny exempt, QB sitting at all-time lows in the market. I think it is just probably tempting. Now, how much you want to bet there's a low bubble? How much you want to bet a low bubble just popped up today? Let's go check this out. PRCX. PRCX, that is 6 month, 4 hour. Now, its high here is only 20 cents, far from the $33 we just read. Let's go back and there's 20 23 cents, and that's a year. All right, I'm going back 3 years. There it is. 3 years ago. This was on January 14th, 2019. They were at $33. Look at those bounces, folks. Look at those bounces. That's what a small float would do when there's volume. Now look, I don't know why. Maybe they erased it, but it doesn't look like there's any volume here. Looks like there's a ton of volume here, and we got nothing. Absolutely nothing. All right, let's come back in on real time. Let's look at 5-day, 5-minute. All right, we've got a big bounce here today. We're not quite sure why, though. Now, are we? They've got a 10Q. There could be more information in there. A lot of times it does get picked apart on Twitter, and you can find stuff. But we didn't find much there, and we don't want to spend a whole long amount of time there. But looking at this bounce, it looks like it started at about 16 and went to 20. So you're looking at a 25% bounce right there. These are obviously much smaller and very thinly traded. Hit a low bubble. What did I say? Right? There you go. Hit a low bubble today. So it hit this absolute low bubble from a $33 high 2-3 years ago, right? And what? People have gotten excited and they think it's going to climb back up to 33. Now, we didn't read any news. We didn't read any deals. They've obviously got some new direction. They're obviously making money doing something, right? So this could be a buy-in deal. I always say, if you see a bounce off of a low bubble that looks impressive, chances are the stock's got value. You may want to watch this tomorrow and see if it does more. But we're at 2 cents right now. And if $33 is where this thing can go to, I can't even figure that out. I think that's something like 330,000% gains. It's probably even more than that. But it's huge. Not that I expect it to get there, but do some DD and you may find this has a stick of dynamite under the mattress that's just ready to explode. What do we know? So that one only had 59. Then you got one here that had 112 trades, but only 611 shares. Now, how is that possible? Seriously, how is that? Let me see something here. No, that's dollar volume. Okay. What? What? Look here, folks. This says dollar volume right there. This says share volume. I think they got their numbers backwards. Come on now. This is a stock for... Okay, that makes sense. Look at the price of that stock, folks. $9,133. That's why there's only 611 shares sold today, and they did $5 million worth of business. I thought it was a typo. Not when you're selling shares at $9,000 a share. Wow. And there was 111 trades on this today. Now, I know none of us are going to be trading this. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe some of you want a few shares. I'm not going to say don't get into it, but just out of curiosity, let's see a few details on this thing. Security. What sort of share count do they have? 43,000 shares. 43,000. You're talking an absolutely low float. And in case you didn't notice, this went up 100% today. Virtually. So you're talking it started at about $4,500 and went to $9,000 in one day. Wow. Whew. I don't see many of these on the OTC market. And what was her relative volume? Well, she normally only does 21 shares a day. 21, and today she did 611. That's like 30 times the relative volume, which is not to be overlooked. And was there any news today to catapult this? There was news yesterday. CubeSmart announces agreement to acquire Storage West platform. Now, folks, I have no clue, and I'm not going to be buying this, but let's see. Today announced that it has entered into agreement to acquire 100% of the outstanding partnership units of this company, the owner of Storage West platform, for approximately $1.69 billion. I'm not quite sure what it is. It's too big for my pocket, I'll tell you that much. All right, that was curiosity, folks. But you can see, look, That number told us that there was interest in a stock we would never look at. And it's nice to keep up with this. Wow, 100% jump on a $4,500 stock. I got to move on. Okay, let's find another big guy here. All right, he's at 24 cents. We'll deal with him. 2.1 million shares, 435 trades, did about $500,000 today with 63% gains. This is GWHP. GWHP is Global Whole Health Partners Corporation. They are on the pink tier. They are current, verified profile, and a transfer agent with independent directors just in case they're ready to uplist anytime soon. Relative volume on this, they do about $500,000. Today they did about 4 times as much. So there has been some interest. Share structure. We've got a very low float here, folks. Just under 20 million. That's good to see. Financials, are they making any money? Not much, $40,000, and they took a hit through COVID. Actually, they just filed. That's a quarterly here in June. So they did $40,000 in this last quarter, to about $250,000 actually for the whole year. So it looks like they're doing about average, a little less, not much. Disclosures, anything in the filings? They did have a filing here just a few days ago. Let's take a quick look because these are short. These don't take a long time to read. Global Whole Health Partner Corporation has established a purchasing relationship with KISSO, a supplier of emergency youth authorization antigen tests for COVID-19. On November 8th, 2021, the company purchased 10,000 boxes. So they're reselling stuff. Okay. Well, that's not too exciting. And is there any news? I'll bet you it's going to be about that. Global Whole Health partners with One Drop Inc. to sell FDA-approved COVID-19 in the U.S. market. All right. BSCS variation of cease order trade. Well, that news is 2020. So they didn't even publish any news about that last filing with the deal with Kiss, which obviously I do believe is probably what's going on. But we'll go check Twitter just to make sure. They may have found something else. Our patience is being tested lately. Not sure about the other 2 people here, but I'm not selling one share. Alright, so people are upset. They don't think anybody's invested in it. Whoever bought that 100 shares just before the close, you're the man. I love it. Anyone know anything up 2 days in a row? GPH after the extreme sell-off and ATL, it could be the bottom here. Alright, so we're getting a lot of technicals. With unique products targeting a huge underserved market abroad, new and demand offerings to be sold on the largest online sites in the U.S., and access to working capital, GWHP offers unusual upside and reduced execution risk. All right, so all we really know is that they're working with some sort of probably a COVID test. I'm sure it's not medicine. So they've got some sort of COVID test, and they're coming to America. And they're going to market it here in America. Global Health gets approval to sell 5 OTC tests through Walmart and Amazon. Well, there's something. That's the kind of stuff we're looking for. Those are big markets, Amazon and Walmart. So they've gotten approval to actually sell it there. That's interesting. Okay, now we know what our catalyst is. We know what the product is. We know what the company does, and we know why the stock was moving. At least somebody out of the 3 people told us. Let's go see what the chart looks like. GWHP 6-month 4-hour. Pretty much like a lot we see on the OTC market. High bubble up in one corner, low bubble down in the bottom, and I consider that a good setup because of that bounce. Now, we didn't find a really great catalyst, did we? We found news, but it all seems a little late, a little bit of a delay for a bounce, right? But there's that low bubble. So let's come in right on that time period, 5-day. All right, so it hit 2 days ago, but it started to climb. Now I want to come in really close there. There's the low bubble. It hit at 13 cents, finished the day at just over 13 cents, barely even calculated it up. The next day, it did climb up to 15 cents, which is no big deal, 2 cents. I mean, it is a gain, I'll grant you that, and it is up. But it's nothing to get excited about, except it's off that low bubble after a very long downtrend. And it picked up momentum. It is launching, folks. It is taking off here. The volume is getting bigger and bigger. On what news? Just what we saw. And it ended on a high note. No pullback yet. Now, I don't know if you'll see a pullback after the bell, but this looks like it is ready to do more. We have it up here in the fire. The RSI is going into overbought. The MACD is under. We want to cross over here. We could get that golden cross right there. Strong. We got some volume. And let's come in on the 1 minute just to get a real true feel here. Was there any? All right. All of that pounce happened at the very last minute of the day. As he said, remember we read, whoever bought that 100 shares at 24.5, you the man. Well, yeah, look at that. And it's not a big jump, folks. So well, okay, it's 23.48 to 25 or 24.5. So it was a full penny. Boom! You got to like that when you're selling stocks and buying stocks in the penny market. A full penny move is good. We hate those partial pennies on the end. All right, so this looks like it did something. Now, this could be a fluke. What isn't a fluke is the entire day. The entire day from that low bubble has been constantly growing. The 200 has a very nice swoop here. Let's come out in the 5 minutes and check out that 200. It is just now. Look at that. Right there is where it started, right? You can see it was coming down, down, down. This is where it went flat, and now it's starting to come up. And the 50, this is ideal, folks, ideal. The 50 is crossing the 200 right here. This looks awesome. I would watch this for tomorrow morning, tomorrow. I think there's got something going here. The techs really look good. The news isn't exactly a catalyst, but it's good news. It is a market that they are going to flush open for themselves. We're not through this yet. So I like what I see on the charts. So definitely keep your eye on GWHP tomorrow. This 50 crossing the 200 with a high bubble and everything in flames, riding up with the tsunami. This one looks promising tomorrow. No guarantees, but it looks good. Moving on our merry way, we've got 85 here at 500,000 shares. GNCP, I'm familiar with GNCP. Oh my goodness. Whoa, wait a minute. GNCP, I own this one, and I do believe they went to expert market, and I heard that they were coming off expert market. That is off expert market. 0003. Now, wow, 2.1 billion shares, 737 trades. They only did about $500,000 today, but look at the price. I mean, it's not going to add up very fast. All right, let's go take a look at GNCP. I normally don't like to share trips, but when a stock is coming out of the expert market, when a stock is going current back onto the market, they come to us on the trips. 000. And normally they fly. Normally, folks, these are the biggest bounces I see is when they come back on the market. So this one is worthy of at least looking at, just like that $9,000 stock. So let's go see what GNCP, let's get a company profile, see if they'll tell us anything here. Has interest in gold and silver mining exploration. Funny, I don't remember that being what this company is about. It's hard to tell you why, I don't know, but the company's been off my radar for quite a while. It says they're Pink Limited. I want to check their disclosures. All right, quarterly report further amended, 2021. I don't see them as being late here. These I see they had a situation with the last filing. Took them a long time, 3 months to get that taken care of, and I don't know what the problem was. Any other filings here? No, they got no other filings. All right, what was the relative volume? Well, she normally does 1 billion. She did 2 billion today, so it was twice. And I am sure the share count is going to be ridiculous. Yeah, Whoa, 26 billion shares. Okay, we're out of here. Curiosity killed that cat. Okay, MDCN, another one of those trips. There it is. We're not going to look at it. They sell a lot of shares because they're so bloody cheap. But trips take a long time to actually get up. But when they get there, boy, they were worth holding. We got 338 trades here at $7 a share, 87,000 shares. I'm going to pass that one because, well, it is outside of the penny stock range. We got one here at 8 cents, 391 trades. That's a lot of people. 7.8 million shares. That's a lot of shares. 37% gains. Don't get spoiled. That's a lot of gains. And the stock is SBFM. Do I know this company? This sounds familiar. No, I don't. Sunshine Biopharma. They are a pink. They are current. They got a transfer agent. Where their verified profile is, I do not know. All right, let's get a quick glance at what the company says they do. Biopharma is a pharmaceutical company focused on research, development, and commercialization of oncology, cancer, and antiviral drugs. All right. Are they making any money? Hey, they are making some money. Most of your biotechs and biopharmas, research and development spend money. They just spend, and they aren't selling anything, so they just leech it from their investors. That's all they can do until they hit the gold, a nice drug that they discover. All right, so what was the relative volume today? Again, about double, 2.9 million compared to 7.8 million. Share structure on this one. Ooh, got about 400 million shares. Not great. Disclosures, we got anything here? They did have a 10Q, a quarterly financial report released here just about a week ago, and I don't see any others here. They had an 8K about 2 weeks ago. Just a quick glance at that. Okay, appointment of certain officers. So they didn't merge with any company or anything like that. Okay, then. I don't see any, well, we didn't check the news, did we? No, we didn't check the news. What do we got here? Well, that's nothing new. That's going all the way back to March. Reaches $2 million financing for some more COVID stuff. Everybody's doing COVID. Sunshine Biopharma expands board of directors. Sunshine Biopharma files patent application covering mRNA molecules for treatment of neurodegenerative diseases. That sounds interesting. A patent. Okay, I don't see anything that's launching it. What did it do? 37%. Okay, we're not going to call that a launch, but I don't see what's caused it to move. Let's see if we can learn anything here. Taking a look. Yes, so are we. It's quite interesting. They are currently in testing trials for the COVID-19 treatment, and now bought the #1 guy who, for the past 30 years, worked for a firm that specializes in mergers and acquisitions. Yeah, okay. They didn't even have independent directors yet, though. SFBM almost wetting myself up 33% today. Isn't it nice to get excited about your stock? I've lost 75% of my initial investment. He's not happy with no real reason why. I'm not selling because I believe in what they are doing. But why? I believe in the company. I'm not selling. I just don't know why I'm at such a loss. Oh, traders. 10Q cancer treatment, only one they can do it. So they've got They got drugs for what we got here? Breast cancer I just seen here. COVID-19. So they've got different drugs. I don't know if they've got anything in the pipeline right now. So you may need to do some more DD. Let's take a look at the chart and see what SBFM looks like. Par for the course. We're on 6-month 4-hour. This is SBFM. We got a high bubble of 31 cents. It didn't last long. It just cracked it and came right back down. Looks like her standard highs are up in this area of about 20 to 25 cents. Her average means is around 12 cents. and she is down here at 4 and 6 cents. And we can see the standard setup again, don't we? We got a low bubble. Now it hasn't been falling from this corner down, but it hasn't been doing much of anything. The 200 has gotten pretty level through here, and it's not in a great position for recovery. But we're close. We are close. Let's come in on that 5-minute, 5-day. Let's take a look at that low bubble. All right, so that low bubble hit with a strong drop here and bounced right off of it and started to climb back up. Now I want to go back 10 days here. Let's take a look at 10 days. All right, she was flat. Look at that. I mean, you'd think she was a 000. And then she started to fall. Who knows why? We got some volume around this area during the sell and the recovery. And she is moving up now. She has just broke the 200 on the 30-minute. Let's come down to that 5-day. All right, she did break that 200 here too. That's great. When you break the 200, you're getting a stronger position. It's easier to fly with a brick off your back. So we dropped the rock underneath and it took off. It really shot up high, got quite a distance from that 20. Came down, bounced off that 20, went under the 20, and then is sitting on the 20 and bounced again. So the 20 seems to have a lot of influence over this price. You can see when it got away, it came back to the 20. And it bounced off the 20 here. So just because the 10 takes it, it is the 20 that seems to be controlling this right now. We finished the day at a high bubble. That is beautiful. Let's see. There's probably no pullback. Ah, look at that. No, it actually climbed. All right, it did pull back. It hit that high, fell back, then started to recover. So we had the minutest of minutest pullbacks. We had some volume shoot in here. MACD is strong, RSI is strong on the 1 minute. Not blazing though, but things look good. If I'm looking on the last 5 minutes, I've got volume here and I've got price rise. I've got MACD up and the RSI is approaching overbought by a long shot. We're at 63 right now. So again, this is another one, SBFM, though we're not seeing any real catalyst. So I don't expect these to run because there's a lot of excitement. There was more volume in shares and there was price increase. We don't know why, but it could go on. And when the chart says we're still going, you might as well keep an eye on it. All right, we were right there at SBFM. Let's see what we got here. 69 at 2.5 million shares. Just over a penny, actually just under 2 cents. What else we got here? 169 million. That's micro spaces. 0004. We'll stay away from that one. All right, let's take a look at this one. 2.5 million shares is not bad. It only did $40,000 though. 69. I'm going to pass on that, folks. You can look at it if you like, but I'm going to look for something a little more appealing, something more tantalizing. We got 299 trades, 27 million shares, $84,000. Price of the stock is 003. I like the double zeros. 30% gains today. This is FPVD. FPVD is Force Protection Video Equipment. She is pink current, and I don't think we're going to get any more information here. Nothing there. Okay, what does Force Protection Video Equipment do? They supply on-the-body HD video cameras to law enforcement and military. There you go. Force Protection Video has over 30 years experience in supplying state-of-the-art video and audio equipment to law enforcement. Okay, well, there's the job. Somebody's got to sell it to him, right? What was the relative volume today? Normally 6 million. Today she did 27 million. So you got over 400% right there. So it definitely kicked today. Share structure. Is it going to be small? Oh boy, I don't think so. What? 1, 2, 3. Oh, come on. Am I reading that right? Folks, that's 1 trillion shares they have authorized. 1 trillion. And they have 226 billion shares outstanding. I can't even guess what the float is, and you know what? I really don't care. To me, that's just wrong. You know, If you want to look at this stock, go ahead. But that's just ridiculous to me. Yeah, I got a chip on my shoulder now. We're not going to look at FPVD. Not with 1 trillion shares. How dare they? All right, we're coming back here. That's what you get. 605.29 million. All right, that looks better. At a penny PCTL. Let's see what we got over here for PCTL. PCT Limited. Just over a penny and a half, 27% gains. Pink Current, verified profile and a transfer agent. And they got independent directors in case they want to uplist. What was her volume today? Good. Normally just over 4 million. Today just under 30 million. So you're looking at 7 times her normal volume. And what do? They're a business focused on sustainable, environmentally safe technologies and products. I'm not seeing anything here. Its unique patented systems and human-safe fluid products provide next-generation cleaning, sanitizing, disinfecting, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so they've got cleaning equipment, cleaning gear, chemicals that's safe to the human touch, I guess. All right, what's their share structure like? 500 million shares. No, I'm not going to get upset. 500 million shares. Are they making any money? Yeah, they're doing about $2.5 million last year, which is a jump. Well, I guess since COVID, they would be selling more, wouldn't they? That would only make sense. They got any filings here we could take a look at? They did just have a quarterly report come out yesterday, and I'm sure that has a lot to do with it. Just to make sure, not that they've been a big help today, I gotta say. Let's run over to Twitter and see what they can tell us. I normally expect more picking at the filings when this happens. Going for that 18. All right, we're looking at text. Issued press release November 16th. PCT, LCD, and Nanogas Technologies announced new patent pending technology to change the oil and gas industry. Okay, that's a tease. Huge news for enhanced oil recovery. Somebody else has read it too, so maybe they haven't given us a lot of that news. For those who never heard of this stock, go check it out. Nanotech, and already ran to nearly 10 cents the past year. Look at those buys right now. Okay, maybe we should. Let's go look at those buys right now. PCTL 6-month 4-hour. That's a nice jump down there. She's had some nice bumps in here. Nice big jumps. Now she's going from like 1 cent to 2.5. So these are like 150% jumps, which is big. Don't get me wrong, that's big. But this jump right here seems to be doing the same thing with a lot more force. And I guess that nano patent is really what's got people excited. We can see everything is strong here. We hit a low bubble just before that news came out, and it looks like it has been climbing pretty much since that time. Probably not going to see that on the 5-day, so let's take a look at the 20-day. All right, there's that low bubble, and look, it actually fell. Well, it didn't. The low bubble's down here. It went back up and then started to fall again and got pretty close to that low bubble. Whoa, real close. And this time it decided to retreat. And over the next 3 days, it was a very slow climb. The 4th day got faster. The 5th day even faster. The 6th took a big jump, and here we are. The 7th day, and it is still climbing. So when did they say they put that patent news out? It wasn't too long ago, the 6th maybe, which was right, well, there you go. There you go. It hit a low bubble. They came out with the news on the 6th. News on top of a low bubble, you're off and running. So that's the 1 hour. Let's come in on the 5-day, 5-minute. That's beautiful, folks. I'm really liking that. We've got a beautiful 200. Nice and easy rise up. MACD has taken a strong crossover here and has been pushing up ever since. The RSI is light. It is just now touching 60 RSI. She had her high today and fell from that high, but went right back onto that plateau that she was riding. And who's got a hold of her? It looks like the 50, folks. You can see this yellow line, the price bounced off the 50, crossed the 50 here, came back and laid on it right there, and is laying on it again up here. So it looks like the 50, which is a stronger SMA. I prefer a 50 to actually take control and be dominating. And this has got a hold of it. And right at the end of the day, we did have some strong burst of power, some volume, and some price increase. Let's look at that on the minute. All right, on the minute, hit a high, came down, retreated. It does look like it wants to continue going. I can't say it doesn't. Everything has been climbing for 7 days. It's had a little bit of roll. The volume is patchy. It goes off and on. It gets strong and weak. But it's climbing. There is a lot of activity in this. So put PCTL on your watch list as well, folks. We can't guarantee runners, but when you see a trend, that's your friend. Don't go betting against it until it gives you reason to. All right, what's another one we got here? UBQU 555. We're going to pass that one. The trips are a lot more effort and work than you think. That was 534 trades today. 89 with 22 million. ONSI. I seen ONSI come up on the watch list today. Oh, we got another triple. No. If you want to look at these triples, be my guest, my friends. When a triple hits a 00, when it goes from 0005 to 005, you made 10 times your money. And it can take a while to move to the trips, but the 00s are my favorite. There's very little movement needed on the chart to make huge gains, and it moves faster than the 000s. So we're going to pass that one too. What do we got here? 51 at 81 million. TVOG, 24% gains. 66. All right, let's take a look at this one. It's got something going for it. TVOG. Never heard of this stock. Turner Valley Oil and Gas. More oil and gas. You'd think I was looking for them. Pink Current. They have a verified profile, transfer agent, but they're considered a shell risk. They say they're making no money, and they're not. So that is true. What is the relative volume? Well, for goodness sake, they have less volume today than they had yesterday. But they had more trades today. Well, we don't actually know that it was more trades, do we? We don't know that. We just know that they had a lot of trades. And there's security, share structure. Nothing looks all that great here. Unless they've got news today, I'm not really interested. Holy cow. Nope, we're out of here. And you're going to have that. You're going to find stocks that aren't doing anything, got no reason, but people trade them. You can't always know why people are investing in stocks or even abandoning them. Here's one for 19 cents, 20% gains, 602,000 shares with 100 trades today. All right, we're going to make this one the last one we're looking at. So let's go see what we got here. Loaf of bread. No. LQAVF, Liquid Aviator Technologies. 19.5 cents, 18% gains. They're on the QB, middle tier. They audit all their financials, verified profile, transfer agent, and independent directors for uplisting. What do they do? Liquid Aviator Technologies, through its wholly subsidiary, focuses on the verification, management, and monetization of self-sovereign identity. What the heck is that? Looking. Financial services. The company is currently exploring expansion of the KABN Visa program and the USA OASA Digital Studios. Sounds like they're into fintech. I can't be sure here, but that's what it does sound like. What is their relative volume? They did about double today, and that wasn't very much. From 370,000 shares to 602,000 shares. What is their share structure? 81 million, not too bad, not great, but not too bad. They making any money? Doesn't say. Says they're making absolutely nothing. They got any filings here? Geez, filings are pretty weak too. Very weak. All right, I don't see anything here. How about the news? Today, about About time something. Aftermath Islands partner with Vegas.com, creator to launch Vegas Island in the metaverse. What the heck? Liquid Aviator Technologies hosts all things metaverse main stage panel featuring Aftermath Islands at Los Angeles Comic Con. Well, they got something going on here, folks. This isn't, here we see him going into the Aftermath. Oasis Digital Studios client Aftermath Islands open virtual land preview. I'm trying to figure out who's who here. Liquid Aviator Technologies and Optimized Financial Technology partner to launch fintech and neobanking solutions. Okay, sale of virtual land NFTs in Aftermath Islands metaverse. Now live, open to the public. Purchasers can use cryptocurrencies or PayPal and credit cards via Shopify app and Waxify. That all sounds pretty dynamic to me. Host all things metaverse. Aftermath Islands partners with Vegas.com, creator to launch Vegas Island in the metaverse. Is this gambling in the metaverse? Let's see if we can pick up something here. Vegas Islands will be managed in collaboration. 10-year period. I'm not seeing anything here. Let's see if they tell us what they are down at the bottom. Aftermath Islands advises that the incoming months update. No! Boy, look at how much is there. Virtual world users can buy, develop, trade, and sell virtual land, property, and assets like buildings, crafted items, transport, and other items, all through NFTs. Each plot or parcel of VL, virtual land, is unique, and owners get to choose what content they want to publish on their VL. All right, so they're creating, what's this, Ready Player One and Ready Player Two. I guess that's the other book. So this is what's going on. They're moving into the metaverse. They're moving into NFTs. Not that there was anything being shown anywhere else until you come to the news. So this is obviously going to start making them some kind of money. There needs to be more DD done here. We saw a lot of news there, a lot that I couldn't cover. So take a look at LQAVF, Liquid Aviator Technologies. They're up to something. They're doing something. They got a lot going on right now, and it is kind of hidden behind the scenes. I've never heard of this company. Let's go take a look at the chart and see what it looks like. Well, the 6-month 4-hour chart doesn't look too bad. You had a low bubble back here like a month and a half, 2 months ago, and it has been climbing ever since that low bubble. How far back does it go? Well, you can see I was actually wondering how far back it's been falling. So let's take a look since I was curious. Whoa, that seems to be the beginning. I mean, the actual start of the stock, 6/9/21. And from that day, it has been falling until it hit this low bubble. Now understand, think about this. If this is where it was, that's its low. As soon as it hit this, that was a low. That was a low. As it keeps falling, it keeps creating new lows. So this isn't something new to say, oh, it's climbing off of its low bubble. Well, it could have started that anytime back here when these were the low bubbles. So something actually had to have happened here. I'm not quite sure. Maybe there was news on 9/22/21, which started this to get some hope. It was short-lived, fell right back down. Another big jump, fell down, big jump. And she is doing that same pattern. She goes up and then she goes down. She goes up strong and then she goes down. And that's how you would shop this. You would wait for that drop on a big climb and buy down at the bottom. And she just did that. She just had a big climb, hit a high bubble, and dropped. And it did drop all the way down to here, which would have been your buy-in. If we come in on the 5-day, 5-minute. So we hit a low bubble here. You know, they're all low bubbles as it keeps falling. And you can see it's the lowest one, and it jumped hard, hit a high bubble. All in the same day, basically. A low bubble and a high bubble in the same day. That's a lot of volatility. And the price screamed right through the 200 and laid up here. did not come down across that 200, and it is dragging all the other SMAs with it. The 10 comes very quickly. The 20 will follow in short term right behind the 10. Then comes the 50. We want that 50 to cross that 200. You can see it's heading for it right now. And this is our 200 haul average. This is more or less an average of the trend. It takes a lot of averages and puts them all together for me. So we can see the trend is even turning up. So everything is looking good here, except that you took a dip at the end of the day. But what did we expect? We hit a high bubble and it fell. Now that is more than a dip, I will grant you that. It fell. It is below the 20. I would expect it to bounce up, but it's in the mystery land right now. It's hard to tell with little volume and not a whole lot of, well, it does have catalysts, but no money. I mean, I didn't see anything in that realm. And again, there was a lot there, folks. You really got, I think it's worth. I think it's worth checking into LQAVF and doing some DD, reading those news and see what's up. Because if they're not making any money now, once they come out and say they're starting to make money, I think this is going to take off. And this could be a pretty decent price to get in. I'm surprised that they're at this price for what they offer, you know, what they've got going. But here we sit. So keep an eye on LQAVF. Looks like they're entering the metaverse, entering NFTs. They're already in the fintech. So they've got a lot going on. I would expect some growth out of this company with that much happening. I'll tell you what, DD can be exhausting. There's a lot there to do. So pick up where I left off. Go jump in there. We skipped a few, not because I didn't think they didn't have potential, but because we have a limited amount of time. So there's lots to be learned. There is lots to bring in. We found some pretty decent ones today, not even knowing what we were looking for. I think that last one is pretty interesting. A couple of them looked like they had potential to continue growing. I'm going to go put those on my list. I hope you put them on your list, but continue to expand your list with your own DD. Remember, folks, the more you know, the more you're going to grow. See you, folks.